Hello, Worth Workers. Thank you so much for joining me today on Trust Your Worth, the podcast that helps you to discover the power in knowing your worth. My name is Brittany, and I am so excited to be on this worth journey together with you. Last week, we talked about building self-trust. Please let me know how it's going. Are you doing the one little thing every day just because you promised yourself you would do it? Are you giving yourself grace to adapt your plans based on the tokens that you have? Are you actually doing everything you say yes to, and in turn, learning to say no to things that you really don't want to do? I'm so excited to hear about your stories and how your worth work is going. All right. This week, I want to focus on high quality rest. As a recovering people pleaser who thought their worth was only in how much I could make others happy, the last thing on my mind was getting rest. I don't need sleep. I don't need alone time because others need me. I have to help them. Even when I have 0 tokens to give, it's fine. I'll take care of myself later. Only to find out that I actually had no time to take care of myself. And now I'm just giving until I'm burnt out and I've exploded at everyone I love and have collapsed in a random bathroom crying. Not a pretty picture. Also, as a girl with perfectionist tendencies, I believed that rest was something I had to earn. Why do we believe that we have to earn rest? For me, I literally felt like a failure if I did not move myself forward on my goals, or I felt like a failure if I didn't get to all the things I was supposed to get to that day, and then felt guilty for sleeping, or just lying around doing nothing. That was so hard because I was like, I have all this free time. I should have written a whole musical. I should have cleaned out 1 out of 3 of the closets that I still need to clean out of my house. No, guys, why do we think we have to earn rest? A quote popped up on my reels, and when I read it, I cried. I was so emotional and sad for the girl who thought she had to earn rest. Quote, instead of asking, have I worked hard enough to deserve rest? Ask, have I rested enough to do my most loving, meaningful work? Close quote. Nicola Jane Hobbs. Nicola, my gal, thank you so much for this thought shift. Our cars cannot function properly if we are not giving it gas, or changing the oil, or maintaining it. We too are machines that cannot function properly without rest, food, connection, safety. When our basic needs are not being met, our bodies will quit on us. Our bodies will decide for us when they've had enough. I cannot tell you how many times I'm like, have an important week coming up and I'm getting ready for it and I'm just running myself ragged, just, running on an empty bank account here. And my body's like, no, you have to be sick. And so for the event, I'm either sick or I just have to miss it because I was going so hard and not replenishing any of my tokens. So if you don't want to be sick at the most inconvenient of times, then we need to rest. And because at the core of ignoring our rest is the belief that we are not worthy of rest, that somehow this world cannot move on without you being a part of it for 8 hours while you're sleeping. That everything in your family is going to fall apart if you're not running the show. Work, they're going to be lost without you, and maybe they will, but they're going to figure it out because they're the ones dealing with it, and you need your rest. If you believed your needs were just as important as others, then you would have had your me time today. A moment just for you to make yourself happy. I recall having a day where by the end of it, I had not done a single thing to make me happy. I had worked. I had gone to an activity to please my friends. I had to cry in the bathroom at that activity. And then on my way home, 11:30 p.m., I cried even more because of the realization that I had not done a single thing to make me happy. Not one thing just for me. I thought that I was farther along in healing my people pleasing, that this setback made me so frustrated and sad. Have you ever had a day where you just went the whole day doing absolutely nothing that made you happy? Ugh. I feel you. Like, I'm emotional about it. I'm so sorry if that is happening to you. And I had to take a good look at myself and recognize the part I played in that day, because I could have said no. There were opportunities for me to, but I didn't. So I learned from my mistake, and this is me imploring you, please just do one thing every day just because it makes you happy. Keep it simple. If you struggle to put your needs first, then set an alarm for whatever simple activity you want to do. For example, I love reading, so I will set an alarm for a time I should be alone, and when it rings, I'll just read a chapter of a book for fun. Or maybe you just set an alarm to eat a piece of your favorite candy. Or maybe you set an alarm to have a dance break. Just blast your bop and dance around in your kitchen. Let's get into the practice of putting yourself first in one little thing. If you did the work from last week, you're pretty much doing this, except this time, maybe just add something for happiness and not just the trust part. Because I know last time I said we're learning about trust. It's not about happiness. It's about learning to trust yourself. But this week, I'm telling you, add something tiny just for your happiness, because you deserve to be happy. And happy peeps are rested. I've talked already about how we have a finite amount of tokens, either socially, emotionally, and physically. And at all times, we are either spending these tokens or we are replenishing these tokens. For example, if I go to a party, I'm spending social tokens. And when I get home and listen to an audiobook as I get ready for bed, I am replenishing my social tokens. But how you spend and replenish your tokens will depend on you and your personality. So I wanted to give you some tools to help you know best how you personally can replenish your own tokens. Let's start at a basic energetic level by finding out if you are an introvert, an extrovert, or an ambivert. In the show notes, I'm going to link a free online test if you 100% want to be sure what you are. But you know yourself. You can probably figure it out just by reflecting on where you get your energy from. If you get energized by meeting new people, or at work interacting and chatting away with strangers, or you love huge parties, then you probably are an extrovert. And if you love doing things like reading or walking alone and talking to strangers is difficult for you, then you are probably introverted. And if you feel confident that you sometimes like to party and you sometimes want to be alone, then you are most likely an ambivert. Knowing where you draw your energy from is going to help you determine how best you can replenish your tokens. Me personally, as more of an introvert, technically I'm an ambivert. I am in the middle. I am more on the introverted side of the spectrum, so I do prefer like magical chats with one or two of my good friends. Really refills my emotional and social tokens. Whereas an extrovert should probably plan more time with friends to refill their social tokens. So maybe like a wing Wednesdays or playing on a volleyball team. So fun. And now that we know where our energy is coming from, we must also know how to get meaningful rest in order to fill up all types of our tokens. Here are 4 categories of rest and ideas on how to meaningfully rest in these categories. First, physical rest. I'll start with physical because it seems the most obvious, but sometimes, we just need a little reminder. If you are tired, please sleep. It's your body warning you that you're running out of tokens here. There are so many studies on how not getting enough sleep causes diseases, inflammation, weight gain, slower cognition, irritability. As a human machine, you are not going to function properly without enough sleep. And your body cannot heal physically if you're not getting enough sleep. When you're sleeping, your body is repairing all of the systems you broke that day. So if you're working out and you tore a muscle, it needs time to repair that muscle bigger. All of the science I'm reading says a minimum of 7 to 9 hours. If you're an adult, you need in between there, 7 to 9. If you're not getting that much, start there and, try and change your sleep goals accordingly. If you struggle to sleep due to anxiety, if you can't turn your brain off like I do, like I'm in bed and then I'm like, I have to do this tomorrow. I have to do this. Make sure I do this. Oh, maybe I should plan that. I'm like trying to plan my day. Or I'm thinking about, I shouldn't have said that to that person. I'm freaking out because I'm embarrassed myself. You're just reflecting on your day and your mind is all over the place. So something I really like to do that helps me fall asleep is just count. So there are 900 seconds in 15 minutes. I have never made it to 900. I think the closest I've got is around 700. Really focusing on counting. And sometimes I need to start again because I'll be like, 118. I should still do them. Nope. 119. Just focus on the numbers and let go of those thoughts. I am not a professional, so sometimes we do just need professional help. So if you feel like it is an issue that you're not sleeping, something's up, definitely get professional help, either from a therapist to help you deal with those thoughts, or if you feel like it's a physical thing, I definitely encourage you to see a doctor who knows what they're talking about. Because you deserve a good night's rest. Trust your worth and that you are worthy of a good, amazing sleep because you are, babes. Get that good rest. I want to talk about exercise because I'm not saying don't exercise every day. The science is clear that daily exercise extends your life and helps your mental health. I just mean do something lighter. So like yoga or go for a walk or stretching on your rest days. Like there are physical activities you can still do, get your heart rate going, but like don't go ham, but get physical rest, especially if you're like physically exerting yourself a lot. Your body's going to tell you what it needs. And please just listen to your body because you're important too. Okay, second, mental rest. Do things that are simple enough that your mind does not need to exert itself. And also it does not need a lot of concentration. So I like to puzzle because yes, it's challenging, but like I can literally have a full conversation while I'm puzzling. Other examples, meditate, do affirmations, walk in nature, work out alone, read a book, take a bath or a shower, write in your journal, paint, draw, build, do a puzzle, like listen to music, take a nap. For mental rest, this is very important. For you overachievers like myself, do not work on your goals or listen to something or watch something that is trying to help you work on your goals. If that is still a type of work, just try your best to relax and just not have a care in the world, All you need is 5 minutes. Try your best to stay away from screens if you're trying to mentally rest, because the science shows it stimulates high brain activity. Binging a show will actually heighten your anxiousness, emotions, and your brain activity because you're invested in these characters' lives and their emotions and their problems. Or if it's thrilling, it can literally raise your heart rate. So your brain ain't resting if you're watching a dang good show. But I know, I get it. I love to binge shows. I am guilty of this. Grey's Anatomy did me dirty. Had never seen it. My friend was like, let's just watch one. And then 3 episodes later, I was like, I'm hooked. And then 2 weeks, it ruined my life. I did nothing. Every free moment I had, I was watching that show. I watched 8 seasons in 2 weeks. Don't recommend binging a show. Because it literally consumed my whole life. But I understand, I love the escapism that a show can offer, that I get to watch others struggle with their problems and how they solve it. And I'm happy and I'm living with them and it's so exciting and fun. If you must, all things in moderation. Maybe just watch 1 episode. If you're mental resting, maybe just don't watch it. Try something else. Okay, social rest. This one is going to depend on your introversion, your extroversion, or your ambiversion. My introverts, be alone. Do something that makes you happy alone. Or just talk to 1 or 2 close friends. Smaller groups. That's where you thrive. Me extroverts, puzzle with your peeps. Maybe go play some games with your peeps or get some food with your people. Hang out with your peeps, your friends, your family, your loved ones. Spend some quality time to refill that social battery for you. Ambiverts, you can do either or. You're going to feel the mood that day and do what feels best for you to refill them tokens. You'll know if it needs to be alone or you need to be with your peeps. Last category, emotional rest. This is rest and relaxation from your emotional work, emotional situations, or emotional people. If you are caregiving in any way, whether it be for children or you have a friend going through a hard time and you've been helping them a lot with listening or being there for them, an emotional toll on you, or your emotions have just ruled your day. As an empath, it is so hard not to get caught up in others' emotions. So knowing how to take a break from emotional energy will be very helpful for you. A great way is to practice gratitude. Start a gratitude journal, write down 5 things that you are so grateful for. And if you feel like you're grateful for nothing, because we all have those days, just look around you. I'm in my room. Thank you for my bed. Some people really don't have a bed. Thank you for doors. Sometimes I need doors to just be able to be alone in my space. I'm glad we have doors. Thank you for t-shirts. I have some really cool ones and they make me happy and I like to wear them. Gratitude. That's a great way to rest emotionally. Work on your affirmations. Journaling. Write down those emotions, how they made you feel, and just leave them on the page. Journaling is a great way to emotionally rest. Spending time with loved ones seems counterintuitive, but sometimes it is just what you need. Either by venting to someone or just doing something fun with someone you love, like a board game or dinner or a nice quiet snuggle. Like, it really is just the ticket. Sometimes it's all you need. Pursuing your hobbies, such as learning an instrument, solo practice of your sport, drawing, painting, exercising, walking in nature. I feel like yoga is the untapped key to it all, though. I am not a yogi, but I have enjoyed it, and I definitely want to do it more. But yoga can be the answer, the amazing token refiller for all of these categories: emotional, social, mental, physical rest. I mean, yoga, honestly, can be physically very hard sometimes, but it flows enough and gives you enough breaks, I feel like, that it's not, oh man, I'm dead after that workout. It was like, no, I feel refreshed and replenished. So here is my plug for Yoga 2024 to solve all of our issues. As part of my work, I'm going to become a yogi. You heard it here first. Some days you will have time to get rest in all of these areas. Sometimes you're going to have to decide which tokens you can actually refill. Like, I can refill one set today. That's all I have time for. We are humans with busy lives, and sometimes rightfully so, we will be out of balance. I'm thinking of those of you who have had a fresh new baby, and rest is not really a priority right now because you're literally keeping another human alive. So I'm so proud of you. Hang in there. Great job. But I know rest is going to be a hard thing to do for you right now. I encourage you to reflect on your life and schedule time to have quality rest. We all have the best intentions, but if you are not intentional about your goals, they will never happen. So if you are someone who continually believes you can magically rest when there is time, I'm sorry, but most people will find they are not resting enough. And when they try to rest, they did not have beneficial rest. So I want you to try to have meaningful, replenishing, beneficial rest this week. Okay, worth work this week, my worth workers. Find out where you draw your energy from. Are you introverted, extroverted, or an ambivert? And then I want you to use this information to help you determine how you personally replenish your tokens. And then find those activities that will fill you up emotionally, socially, mentally, physically. And the last worth work I want you to do is schedule that rest time for you. I need to share this quote again. And if you want extra worth work this week, memorize this quote. Write it on your heart and your mind. Quote, instead of asking, have I worked hard enough to deserve rest? Ask, have I rested enough to do my most loving, meaningful work? Close quote, Nicola Jane Hobbs. Really just ask yourself the question, have I rested enough to do my most loving and meaningful work? I cannot wait to hear about the loving and meaningful work you did because of how well rested you are. I'm going to have links to the articles that I read that have more information on quality rest, as well as the energy test. So please do it. As always, I want to hear from you. So please message me on Instagram at trust_your_worth or the contact page at trustyourworth.com. If no one has told you today, there is only one you on this earth, and we need you. And don't forget to trust your worth. Love you so much. Have a great day.